Hello everyone, my name is Manaz, and in today's video we're going to do a short, about 12 to 14 minute all over body stretch. This is excellent to do on its own at the start of your day or at the end of the day. So it helps to really get a lot of the tension out of the body and just some really wonderful stretching for shoulders and the hips. So let's get started. You go ahead and start in a seated position. You can have your legs in an easy pose, or if it's too much, you can just start with your legs extended out in front of you. So make sure you are sitting nice and tall, and we're going to just start with a nice easy side stretch. So reach your right arm out, place it on the ground, and left arm comes up and over. So you want to just hold here, feel that stretch along the left side of the body, and make sure you're breathing in and breathing out by your nose. And then we switch sides, other side, left hand down, reach the right arm up. Again, just reach, go to where it feels good for you, where it's not too much. And then just breathe into that side body, breathing in and breathing out by your nose. Very important part of yoga practice is to always stay in touch with the breath. And then slowly come back to center. From here, we move into a tabletop position. And I forgot to mention, it's helpful to have a couple yoga blocks near you. You don't have to have them. So tabletop, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Spread those fingers wide. Make sure your palms are flat. We move into a few cat-cows. So you're going to inhale and arch your spine, lift up through the crown of the head. And you exhale, round in, pull the belly in. See if you can look up towards the belly. Do this at least a few more times. Inhale, you arch. Exhale, you round. Make sure the abdominal muscles are engaged here. Press the knees, the shins, the hands into the ground. Again, inhaling, you're arching. Of course, you can move at your pace, move with your breath. And exhale, you round. Good. And then you're going to come to that neutral spine position. Here is where the blocks come in very handy. So we're going to move into a lunge. So you can step that right foot forward. Make sure that left knee is comfortable. Always an option to place a towel underneath that left knee, and then just shift the hips forward. Make sure that knee is over that ankle joint so you have the support. And if you have the flexibility, you can just drop the hips down and hold here for a few breaths. Breathing in and breathing out by the nose, getting a nice left side hip flexor stretch. Of course, if this is too much, you can bring the hips back a little bit and just squeeze the outer hips tight, especially on that left side. Breathing in and breathing out. And then gently, you're going to shift the hips back and move into a half split. So half splits, your hips stay over that left knee. You extend the right leg. You can flex the right foot. And then just hold this stretch. Feeling to the hamstring, you can just lean over the leg. You can aim your forehead to touch the knee. Or you can lengthen your spine and feel more stretch through that outer hip. Again, you want to hold at least 3 to 5 breaths. Good. So from our half splits, we move into our lizard pose. So lizard pose, again, you want to provide that support for the knee, bring that knee over the ankle, and take that right foot out to the right. Now positioning the blocks in the center. Again, of course, if you don't have the blocks, your hands could be on the floor. And if you have the mobility, you can bring the forearms down. Now with lizard pose, you can drop the hips again, feel that stretch a little more intensely. And another option is to curl the back toes under and lift that left knee off the floor. Again, just hold where it feels good for you today, breathing in and breathing out by the nose. Again, you want to hold a stretch long enough to where you feel the body releasing a little bit. And then we're going to switch sides. So bring that right knee, right foot back in a tabletop. We're going to step the left foot forward this time and move into our low lunge. Again, make sure that knee is supported. It is protected. Make sure you're not putting too much pressure on that kneecap. Drop the hips down and again, hold here, breathing in and breathing out. So now it's that right side hip flexor stretch. And these hip flexor stretches and hip opening stretches are a great way to release tension in that lower back. Again, just make sure you're breathing in and you're breathing out. And from here, we move into our half splits. So go ahead and bring the hips back. You can flex that foot. Keep the hip over the knee. And again, you can just have your body over the leg. you can touch the forehead to the knee, hold there, or you can lengthen your spine. So notice how I just lengthen that spine, bring the top of the pelvis down, hold here, breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then from here, we move into our lizard. So then again, support that knee, bring it over that ankle, move that left foot out to the left. And again, you can stay upright. You can bring the forearms down. You can even bring the forearms to the ground if you have that flexibility. And again, the other option, you can take that right knee off the floor. Again, hold where it works for you today. Breathing in and breathing out by the nose. Good. Excellent. So we're going to bring that body out of the pose, bring that left knee back, and we're going to move into a Sphinx pose. So carefully, you're going to lay your body down, come down onto your belly, have your legs hip width distance, and place your forearms on the floor, ideally the elbows below the shoulders. So legs are apart. You're going to imagine you're pulling your chest between the shoulders and lifting up through the crown of the head. And you hold, breathing in and breathing out. Now make sure this doesn't bother your lower back. If it's too much, you can always place a little lift under the hips, like a thick towel or a blanket, and then hold and breathe. Good. And then very gently, you're going to lower your body down. So good idea to just rest here, place your forehead on the back of the hands for a few breaths. And then we move into another shoulder and side body stretch. So from here, you're going to place your chin on the floor. You're going to tent your left hand, left fingertips underneath the left shoulder, reach the right arm out, and you're going to roll over that right shoulder carefully, and you can even bring that left foot back. You can rest your head on the floor, hold where it feels good. Make sure you're taking care of that shoulder. You don't want it to be too much for the shoulders, any shoulder injuries. Focus on your breathing. And then we switch sides. Then you're going to reach the left arm out, tent the right hand fingertips on the ground, and then just roll over that shoulder. Again, you can place that foot on the ground. You can just have that leg hanging as well. Just make sure this feels good. Try to relax the body. Just feel the stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. This is a great one, but it takes some getting used to. And then very slowly, you're going to come back to center. Good. Bring your palms underneath your chest. Press the body up and press your body back into a child's pose. So child's pose, you want to connect the big toes. You can open up the knees or keep the knees together. And go ahead and rest your forehead on the ground and stay here for at least 3 deep calming breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, a lot of tension can be released with this one through the shoulders, the upper back, even that lower back. And then we move into puppy pose. So with puppy pose, you want to come back into your tabletop position. So again, knees hip width distance. And then just go ahead and walk your hands forward and drop your forehead down to the floor. The hips can be up in the air. And then just relax your chest, relax your spine, and feel that stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. So if you can, forehead on the ground. If you need to put a towel underneath there, that's fine. Again, make sure you're not overdoing the shoulders. If you've dealt with any shoulder injuries, just focus on your breathing. Deep breaths, if possible, in and out by the nose. This is a really good abdominal stretch as well. And then go ahead and walk your hands back. Excellent. So we're going to move into our cobbler pose. Perfectly fine to sit on a little lift if you want to sit on a blanket. So connect the feet. You can bring the heels in close or keep them away. With cobbler pose, you have variations. You can lengthen your spine and lean forward. So you're going to feel those adductors. If you have more flexibility, you can hook your toes and press the legs down and even bring the forehead to the toes. And just hold here for a few breaths, breathing in and breathing out by the nose. Breathing in and breathing out. Make sure you're not creating too much pressure where you're irritating the knees at all. So you want the hips to do the work. Good. Go ahead and extend the right leg. Keep that left leg bent as long as it's comfortable. If there's hip or knee pain, you can put a block underneath there. And we're just going to walk the hands forward on either side of this leg and just hold the stretch where it feels good for you. Try to keep that left side hip down. Feel the stretch in the lower back. Maybe you're feeling it more in that hamstring. Again, try to hold for 3 breaths, even 5 breaths. Breathing in and breathing out by the nose. And then we're going to switch sides. Walk your hands back. Take the left leg out. Bring the right leg in. And then walk your hands forward. Again, you just take it to where you have the mobility, the flexibility today, where it feels good for you. You don't want the stretch to be too intense where it hinders or labors the breath. So make sure you can breathe deeply. Good. And from here, we're going to move into a straddle. So go ahead and line up your heels. You don't need to go to the maximum. Just go to where you feel that little bit of stretch. You can press the knees down and you want to bring the top of the pelvis forward. You can walk your hands forward. You can bring the elbows to the ground. But try not to round your spine too much. You want to lengthen to really get the hips to move, gain mobility, and to feel the stretch through those adductors properly. And again, just holding here, breathing in and breathing out by the nose. Good. And we're going to finish up this sequence with a lovely reclined twist. And then from that reclined twist, it's a great idea to just rest in your Shavasana or Savasana and just rest there for at least a minute or two. So go ahead and gently lay on your back. And you're going to start out by bending that right knee. Reach the right arm out. You can even cactus the arm, keep the shoulder down. And then bring that knee across the body. And again, you're not aiming to touch the knee to the floor. You want to keep the shoulder down and feel that stretch. Hold, make sure it feels good. Breathing in, breathing out by the nose. And then you switch sides, come back to center. You bend the left knee, reach the left arm out or cactus, and then bring that left knee across the body, look to the left, and again, hold for at least 3 to 5 breaths. Good. And then you're going to come back to center and take a moment to relax. And in this resting pose, it's a good idea to close your eyes and just let everything settle in. Feel the energy, feel the breath. And stay here for a minute, 5 minutes. And when you're ready to get up, it's important to roll onto your side first in a fetal and give yourself a few breaths here. And then from there, you press the body up and make sure you stay in a seated position and stay here for at least a few more breaths. I hope you enjoyed the sequence. Hope your body feels better. You feel calmer, a little more energized. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Namaste.